Immanuel Quickley will become a restricted free agent heading into next season. The Knicks had until yesterday at 6 p.m. to give Immanuel Quickley that extension, and they failed to do so. And now it seems like Immanuel Quickley is headed into this offseason, and another team can now give him an offer that the Knicks will either have to match or let Quickley walk for nothing. We're going to break down exactly what happened with the Immanuel Quickley situation and also hear from an NBA insider who believes that Immanuel Quickley will likely not play with the New York Knicks next season. All of this and so much more today. Let's get started. Immanuel Quickley and the New York Knicks failed to reach a contract extension. Now, the funny thing is, when we first heard about Immanuel Quickley and the New York Knicks potentially trying to get an extension done in the summer, I thought that they were going to get an extension done, and I thought they were going to settle on a $90 million type of deal with the $10 million incentive just in case Immanuel Quickley thought he could reach certain heights and get that money. But after speaking to Alan Hahn in my one-on-one interview with him, it always thought, and I saw, that really Immanuel Quickley maybe would like to bet on himself. Maybe Quickley would like to see, you know what? I think I'm worth more than $90 million. I think I'm worth way more than that. And maybe because of that, that's why Immanuel Quickley is going to go into restricted free agency. Not because maybe the New York Knicks didn't give him anything. Maybe it just wasn't significant enough for him to say, okay, I'll accept it. And according to Sports Illustrated here, as you can clearly see, it's breaking news, or at least at the time it was, that Immanuel Quickley and the New York Knicks failed to reach a contract extension. Immanuel Quickley again will become a restricted free agent after the 2023-2024 season, after he and the New York Knicks failed to agree on a long-term contract agreement. Adrian Wojnarowski also broke this report, and he also mentioned that Quickley, being a restricted free agent, the Knicks can actually match any offer given to Quickley this offseason by another team. Whether they do so or not is up to the New York Knicks, but they have the ability to do so depending on if another team is willing to give Immanuel Quickley the same amount that he's looking for, or potentially more, if he has himself a season this upcoming season with the Knicks. And the crazy part about this is, Immanuel Quickley actually has the best case to increase his value and skyrocket it. He lost to Malcolm Brogdon to Sixth Man of the Year. He was playing with Boston. He's now with the Portland Trail Blazers. No idea what he's going to be and what his role is going to be for that team. But I'll tell you one thing. I don't think he wins Sixth Man again. So then you look around the league and you wonder, who could that potentially be? Immanuel Quickley definitely is a front runner to win that award. And if he wins Sixth Man of the Year this year, if he was looking for $100 million or $110 million this offseason, he wins Sixth Man, he'll be expected at least maybe getting $125 million, $130 million at the very least, if not more, depending on how impactful Quickley is for the New York Knicks this season, especially in the playoffs, because I see the Knicks going to the playoffs again, and I just hope Immanuel Quickley shows up in the playoffs, because if he does that and has a similar year to last year, he's going to win Sixth Man of the Year and likely play himself into a contract that he never thought possible. I'm a fan of Immanuel Quickley. I'm a fan of Immanuel Quickley getting his contract and getting that money. But I am not a fan of paying Immanuel Quickley all that money and have him come off the bench. If you're going to pay Immanuel Quickley upwards to $100 million plus over 4 years, you have to start quickly. You have to. You can't have Josh Hart and Immanuel Quickley riding the bench making that much money. For me, it would not make sense at all. Immanuel Quickley clearly is betting on himself here. And I want to make that clear. Immanuel Quickley does not have any animosity, at least from what I'm hearing. A lot of sources have been saying that. He does not have any animosity to the New York Knicks or to Tom Thibodeau or anything like that. And neither does Tom Thibodeau, actually. If you look at what Tom Thibodeau stated here, Tom Thibodeau stated that hopefully at the end of the year, we can get back to it. We love Quick, have a great season, then we sit down and talk again. This is what Tom Thibodeau stated about Immanuel Quickley and his contract extension with the New York Knicks. Not surprising, we knew that Immanuel Quickley was a Tom Thibodeau favorite, especially given that defense that he had and he showcased last year. He took a hellacious leap in defense under Tom Thibodeau, especially this past season. That was one of the reasons he saw so much time for the Knicks and he closed out so many games. And if he continues that, I guarantee Tom Thibodeau is going to repeat that same formula. Because for him, Thibodeau believes that leads to success. And if it was up to Tom Thibodeau, he would not trade Immanuel Quickley. He would keep Immanuel Quickley. I think that matters. Because if Tom Thibodeau wants you on the team, you're likely going to stay on the team. So I think this contract situation, I think the Knicks did offer Quickley a contract. I just think Quickley didn't like it and thought he could get more. And it's not to say he doesn't want to be with the Knicks. Maybe he wants to play himself into that bigger contract, obviously taking a risk. It could go the other way. And if it goes the other way and it backfires, he'll get less money. It doesn't always work out the way you think it does. So Immanuel Quickley is going to bet on himself. And if it works out, maybe the New York Knicks will pay him that amount of money to keep him on the team and potentially see what they can do with Quickley retained on the roster. But I don't know what that contract extension is going to look like. And I don't know how much he's going to make if he's still coming off the bench for the Knicks. That means the sides have to be far apart if they could not get a deal done. Because if he knew he was coming off the bench, if he's comfortable with that, then you got to figure he can't be asking for the stars, the suns, and the moon. That means whatever that contract extension was, the Knicks thought he could not get it right now. But then the question becomes, and a lot of fans have asked this, will the New York Knicks trade Immanuel Quickley? Will Quickley be leaving New York? Well, obviously, as you heard from Tom Thibodeau, he doesn't want that to happen. He doesn't want Immanuel Quickley to leave. But at the end of the day, he understands it's a business. And in terms of his personal feelings for Immanuel Quickley, yes, he wants him to stay. But business-wise, he understands that side of the game too. And if it doesn't work for the New York Knicks on the business end, he knows Quickley's not going to stay there. I think a lot of people know that already. We already hear the rumblings of Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, Donovan Mitchell. When you bring these players into the organization, a lot of these other players are either going to have to be traded or go. Given all the stars that have been associated with the New York Knicks, it's not going to be surprising if some of these kids, some of these players, Immanuel Quickley himself, has to be traded or moved to get these stars on the roster. So we have to remember that when we're talking about trades or players that we like. It's a business at the end of the day. Tom Thibodeau understands that, and I'm sure Immanuel Quickley, to an extent, understands that too. However, one major update about the situation actually came from SNY's Ian Begley, who gave the following message about Immanuel Quickley not signing that extension with the New York Knicks and what he believes it means. If I'm making a bet today, according to Ian Begley, based on what happened over the offseason, just based on stuff that we're hearing leading into today, my bet would be that Immanuel Quickley is elsewhere at the start of next season. Shout out to Ian Begley for that very important update. If Ian Begley is saying this, if he believes this, given everything that's been reported around the league, I believe it too. Immanuel Quickley's days on the New York Knicks are numbered. They should have signed Immanuel Quickley to that extension. They didn't. They let him go into this season as a restricted free agent. Another team is going to pay Quickley a lot of money. And I don't know if the New York Knicks are going to match that contract offer. They might let him walk for nothing. And then you might be asking yourself, well, how does that help the Knicks? Well, if they sign Quickley to that amount, they would have to pay Quickley that amount. It's on the books, it's on the cap. If you don't do that, you clear the books, you clear the cap, you have more cap space available to utilize to get that player that you may want. Now, maybe it's not Joel Embiid. Maybe it's not Donovan Mitchell yet. What if it's another piece to help you get better, like an OG Anunoby? Shout out to Immanuel Quickley, though. Love Quick. Hopefully he has a great season and plays himself into that contract. Will he get it with the New York Knicks or another team? That's basically what we're all waiting to see. But as of right now, Quick is a New York Knick. I'm rooting for him, and I can't wait to see what he does with the Knicks headed into this season. But let me know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think about the Quickley situation? Do you think the Knicks should have extended him? Or do you think the Knicks made the right decision in not paying him and letting him bet on himself, basically, and see what he can do into this season? And maybe he might be worth more money this offseason than he is right now. So it could backfire on the Knicks. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and smash that like button. Leave a comment below. But of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.